Oh, guys, SmackDown, at least on television, was pretty dog shit tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Other than Roman Reigns, this show was just not good for me. Roman looks like a complete badass walking out there with two championships over his shoulders, and he made the announcement tonight that I have been begging for since 2016. On Rampage, we had a killer show with a killer main event as a new star was born tonight. And they had him join one of the most badass crews in all of professional wrestling. Wheeler Yuta officially joined the Blackpool Combat Club, and it was absolutely amazing. This and so much more we are going to be discussing right here on the podcast tonight on this episode of Outside the Brand. So don't go away. We will be right back after this. Hold on one second. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage post show for April 8th, 2022. I am your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us on your Friday nights, wherever you may be. What's going on, Nate? How are you, my man? I just got home. You just got home from Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
I've been wanting what Roman has said for years. Since 2016, since that first ever 2016 WWE draft, when they drafted the rosters. They drafted tag teams to separate sides, and then they made the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. As we all know, that inaugural tournament happened for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and the Raw Tag Team titles were already made a thing. They are going to unify the WWE Tag Team Championships. At least that's what we are hearing from Roman Reigns' mouth. Roman said in his announcement that he is sending the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, to Monday Night Raw to unify the titles. Guys, I've been wanting this for years. I've been wanting this since 2016. When WWE gets it right, they actually do get it right. I will say that. It's been 6 years in order to get this one right, but they're finally actually making the, adjustments in order to make it happen. Now, all I want is a better show, Nate. That's all I want. That's all I want. And I know that's what you want too. I bet that's what everybody wants. Everybody thinks that my bitching and complaining is for the fun of it. It's not. I want a better show. You think I'm doing this just for the clicks for the podcast. It's not the case. I want a better product. I do this because I care. We do this podcast because we care about the product for WWE, AEW. We do it because we love professional wrestling. That's what we do this for. Hell, that's why I make a TikTok every single time when I'm frustrated about this company, because I care about this product. Roman wants the Usos to go to Monday Night Raw to unify the SmackDown and Raw Tag Team Championships. And I hope we actually get that. We don't need the brand split to end, but with 4 tag teams on Raw and 3 tag teams on SmackDown, it's not enough to run the divisions, dude. It's just not. 7 tag teams in one division sound a ton better than 4 and 3. And I just hope we get that. When you heard Roman say it, what were your initial thoughts? I mean, because you were there in the arena.
Yeah, it was lit. I'm still trying to I'm drinking Gatorade trying to get my voice back because I did a lot of screaming. But
Hey, it happens.
um, when I first heard it, I was lit. I'm like, oh man! I said we get to see the Usos versus RK Bro, and we get to unify the titles. I'm like, I'm down with that because I don't know, like it's something new, and like you said, Phil, we've been wanting it for a while. And if they can somehow, I don't know if it will happen, but if they could somehow bring back the old titles, like
The
the
penny
the one,
belts?
yeah, that like the bronze titles, the ones that the New Day had, yeah,
Yeah, the penny belts. Yeah. Listen, as long as we get something, we don't need the two sets of tag team championships on both Usos. We don't. We don't need four championships just being lugged around by the two guys. Like that's just not gonna look right, and it's just gonna look clunky. Now with the two world championships, I mean that just makes sense for Roman. You just have them both on the shoulders, and honestly, Paul Heyman holds them anyway while Roman does his talking, so that's fine. But you don't need four championships on the Usos. You don't. You make one set of tag team titles and you're good to go there. Now, also, and this is just a stretch for me, but I just really want it to happen because I've been wanting this to happen too. If we could just merge the women's divisions as well, please, for God's sakes, that would also, help my headache go away.
yeah,
We don't if we're unifying the world titles, if we're unifying the tag titles, unify the women's titles too, because we don't need two sets of women's titles too. I've been complaining about that since 2016 as well. But we'll get to that if we get to that. Hopefully we get to that though. Now Roman will most likely be facing Shinsuke Nakamura after he got attacked when he tried to utter some words at the end of that promo segment at the end of the show. He'll most likely be defending the title, probably at Backlash, even though, in my honest opinion, and you can probably chime in as well, I don't think Roman should be defending the title at Backlash. It's a D-level pay-per-view. It don't mean crap. It's pretty much WrestleMania since WrestleMania is 2 nights now, it's WrestleMania Part 3, because you just get rematches from WrestleMania. I don't think Roman would really be kind of fitting to defend the title against. Well, you can defend the title against Shinsuke. He needs opponents. So Shinsuke, I don't have a problem with that. It's just a D-level pay-per-view like Backlash. That's just me, but I guess I don't know. What do you think about that? I don't have a problem with Shinsuke because Shinsuke needs something now that Boogs is out, but I just don't know about WrestleMania Backlash being the right kind of place.
yeah. As far as Shinsuke getting a opportunity, I'm kind of cool with it just because Rick Boogs is injured. Shout out to my guy Rick Boogs. He's from Milwaukee. Hope he get better. But yeah, like they gotta do something with Shinsuke, so they might as well throw him in like a title match or something like that. And besides that, he haven't had a title like a world title match since probably him and AJ.
Right.
So it's been a while. Um, but WrestleMania Backlash, I'm not, man. I'm not excited for it. It's freaking WrestleMania Backlash, like
Exactly.
yeah. Not hype for it at all.
So we'll get that when that ultimately comes around. But also, we have some name changes due to go over because that shit was absolutely terrible. Marcel Bartel and Walter got called up tonight, and their new names. Well, we already knew Walter's name, but Marcel Bartel is now known as Ludwig Kaiser. What the fuck kind of shit is this? I Can somebody dude, when you saw Marcel Bartel go out there, but being known as I can't even say the fucking name, Ludwig Kaiser. Was everybody just as confused as I was?
Like being there live, I wasn't even paying attention to like his name change. Like all of us, like everybody was just like, oh, it's now Walter is about to debut on SmackDown, so everybody was just like, happy about that.
You guys were completely silent tonight, though, when that happened. There was like nothing. I don't know if people just didn't know who Gunther was, or Walter was, or what.
I was about to say, it was different from TV. Like it was actually a reaction. I was about to say a lot of people was chanting for Walter.
Oh, I heard the Walter chants, and Pat McAfee was saying, "Oh my gosh, the Gunther chants are starting." It's not Gunther, dude. It's Walter.
It was Walter chants. Everybody was like, "Hey, that's the guy from Imperium," and then we already knew that Walter was going to come out. So, everybody was chanting for Walter. It wasn't really all that silent. Like everybody was really involved into the match, even though it was against like a local talent.
It did not really transfer all that well on TV then, because it felt like you guys were absolutely silent.
Yeah, nah, like it was some noise up in there. It was some noise up in there. So
another name change that we also have to discuss is fucking Raquel Gonzalez. Not Rodriguez, you fucking clowns. Her name is Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Rodriguez. Now, she was known. What was her name during the Classic? Okay. Yeah, no. Her name was Reina Gonzalez when she was doing the Mae Young Classic stuff. And then they changed her name to Raquel. What's up? What's up, Waff?
Oh.
Good morning.
What's up, my man? We're still technically going over the intro here. We kind of just went through the fucking name of fucking Ludwig and Gunther.
Oh boy.
I hated that shit. But now we're talking about Raquel fucking Gonzalez. It's Gonzalez, not fucking Rodriguez, you marks.
I'm not calling her that.
I'm not calling her Rodriguez. I'm calling her Gonzalez.
You're disrespecting my woman. They come out here. I see her. They tell me, "Oh, here comes a new superstar, ready to come on." I'm like, "Oh, who this? Raquel Rodriguez. Who on God's green earth is that?"
Now, she was known as Reina Gonzalez during the Mae Young Classic.
I don't care.
But like we're not doing Raquel Rodriguez like that. It's just completely irrelevant.
I didn't even hear the freaking Raquel Rodriguez part. Like everybody was cheering once we heard Raquel. We were like, "Oh snap, it's Raquel!" Like so like man,
I'm not doing that shit, and that was absolutely fucking disgusting. We also had Lacey Evans return.
Yay!
Now. She's not really going to do anything. We know this. Lacey Evans, whether you liked her or whether you didn't really like her, she wasn't really doing anything of note to begin with in the first place. So, but at least we have another new woman. Well, not new, but another woman in this division. Whether anybody liked her or not. Yeah, the last time we saw her, she was having an affair with Ric Flair and in a storyline with Charlotte.
So ended with her apparently having Ric Flair's baby.
Yes.
Yep.
And then she went away to actually legitimately have a baby, and now she's back. So There's that.
That is the most asinine thing I've heard.
Exactly. It's not Ric Flair's baby, guys. Don't worry. It's
thank God.
legitimately hers, but it's not Flair's.
All right, man.
Have we confirmed this with Maury? Have we like gotten the security test? Because I
At
swear
least
to
I'm
God,
hoping it's not Flair's. At least I'm
that'd be kinda
hoping
crazy.
it's not Flair's.
Oh man.
Her and Charlotte will have to talk about something.
They got no idea what the fuck they're doing in this company. I legitimately hate the absolute disregard that they have for their talent in this company, and it's not even funny anymore. But
This
on
is now
AEW
SmackDown 3.0.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it is now.
On AEW's side, though, holy crap, did we have a great extra hour of TV? This shit was fucking great. They fucking Trent Beretta and Danielson killed it tonight in the first showing, in the first match. Then we had a match between, God dang it, what was the match? I'll go back. I gotta go back in my notes. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right there. There we go. Yes. Swerve Strickland and QT Marshall. I mean, that was just your standard match for Swerve to get the win. It's Swerve's house over there on Rampage, and it was fucking great.
House.
Willow Nightingale actually put on a good showing with Red Velvet in a qualifier for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And Velvet is now in that tournament, so that's going to be great to see her in there. And then Jon Moxley and fucking Wheeler Yuta. Nate, I know you don't really watch all that much of Rampage, but dude, you gotta watch this shit.
Did I record it? No, I think I
you gotta watch Rampage, at least for the main event. You don't have to watch anything else. And Loftus goes for you too. Wheeler Yuta is a fucking star in the making now. And this is absolutely fucking fantastic.
All right, cool.
The kid is only 25 years old. He is the current Ring of Honor Pure Champion. And he is going to be one of the best wrestlers this company has to offer for years to come. Tony Khan, as we all know, has done wonders for the like of Darby Allin, Wardlow, and especially MJF. We can add Wheeler Yuta to that list. Even though he's losing these matches, this kid is coming out looking like an absolute fucking star. Pay attention to Wheeler Yuta, because this guy is going to be a star for years to come. And now, with him joining the Blackpool Combat Club with Moxley, Danielson, and William Regal, he just joined one of the most badass groups in professional wrestling today. This is going to be something that you have to keep your eye on, because this is going to be absolutely great to see for the future. When those trios tag team titles come on in, Moxley, Danielson, Yuta, oh boy, it's going to be great. But guys, we got a ton to go over tonight. I'm glad you guys joined us here tonight on the podcast. Nate, you didn't have to join us. You were heading home. You're here now, but thank you. I appreciate it. And Lof, it's the weekend, so that's probably why you're here. But I appreciate you're here.
I really just want to hop on just so that way I can show off the Montez Ford outfit. But yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go over everything tonight for Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. I hope you guys enjoy what you hear tonight. If you do, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. I hope you guys can follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at PhillyMatt_. And one more thing before we get going. You guys can go get the merch.
The merch.
The merch.
Merch.
Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. You guys can go get your t-shirts, hoodies, and much more on Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. All right, guys. We're going to be going over Friday Night SmackDown first. Let's get right in to the SmackDown and AEW Rampage post-show on OTB. We start off tonight with one of the worst ways possible.
Boo.
She's abysmal.
Nate was there live,
Yeah,
and he's even booing.
Bro, as soon as I heard both of their bro, I booed them out the arena. I don't care if I was the only one, but I booed them out the arena. Both of them.
Good job.
Good.
Thank you, Law. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we kick things off with Caleb Braxton in the ring. That's not the bad part. That's not the bad part.
That's the great part. That's the fucking
She introduces Ronda fucking Rousey to the arena. Ronda Rousey.
Yawn.
It's Ronda Rousey. If you guys saw my TikTok, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Put Ronda's head on Drowsy from Pokemon. You guys have to go check that out if you haven't seen it yet.
Snorlax.
There's another one that I can. There's another one I can do. Ronda Rousey makes her way down to the ring, smiling. She's smiling after she got screwed over at WrestleMania. She's smiling. And she says that she didn't come here to make excuses for her loss at WrestleMania. No, bullshit. Rousey says that she tapped out Charlotte Flair, but not when it counted. And she wants a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash. She challenges Charlotte to an I Quit match. I wish you fucking quit the business.
I'm gonna watch that bullshit, dog. No one's watching. I don't care about that.
Yeah. So Charlotte appeared on the Titantron, where she says that Rousey couldn't win even if it mattered, and Charlotte denies the challenge and tells Rousey to get to the back of the line, bitch. You always have to get the bitch in there. I'm sorry.
That part was hilarious, though.
She always has to get the bitch in there. Speaking of bitch, we had bitch versus Xavier Woods.
Damn.
I fucking hate this name, dude. I hate this name. It's not Butch. It's fucking bitch now because I can't take this. Pete Dunne. Pat McAfee said Pete Dunne on commentary.
He definitely did.
He said Pete. He's like, oh shoot, Butch. No, Pat. You can say Pete. Do not go by what WWE is telling you to anymore. He said bitch. But he said Pete. Get my words mixed up here. He said Pete.
Why does he wrestle like that? He wrestles like he just took all of the drugs.
Because that's what they're using him as. They're using him as a 1940 paper boy that's on drugs. Yes.
He wrestles like Pete Dunne, but on like speed.
On meth.
Ridiculous. He takes all the drugs and run out there and just start swinging at me. What are you doing?
So we come back from commercial break and the match continues with bitch hitting multiple forearm strikes and going for a cover for a 2 count. Woods then avoids a lariat and hits a forearm and then a heel kick. Woods then avoids a suplex and hits an enziguri. Dunne then hits a kick to the back of Woods' neck. and he covers for a 2 count. Woods then avoids a running knee and gets an inside cradle for the 3 count. Woods picks up the victory. After the match, let's figure this out now. He has a temper tantrum, does bitch. And he is just going at it with Rich Holland and Sheamus. Like, he's just going mad. Like, he's a 5-year-old kid that just lost in Fortnite. Oh, well, no, 5 years don't play Fortnite. 10-year-olds. I'll say 10-year-olds. 10-year-old lost a one-on-one in Fortnite. He's fucking pissed off, so he's throwing his controller. It's exactly what he's doing to Holland and everybody else. Sheamus picks him up like he's a little kid and sits him on the top rope. It makes him sit there and think about what he has done.
Being a grown man and getting put on the turnbuckle was crazy like that. Like that was one of the most nuts things. And right after the match, I don't know if anyone saw it. He, like, right when Xavier slid out, he ran full speed into the middle rope and bounced off like he hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
He looks like there's something wrong with him. Like, he looks like he's drunk and high. And
is he this generation's Eugene right now?
No, at least Eugene had some freaking technique. Pete Dunne he just darts around the ring with no technique anymore. He showed little bits of his moveset, but he just looks like he just took all the drugs.
It's legitimately embarrassing for a guy like Pete Dunne, who we all know is a fucking badass, but he's being presented in this way. We're back live after a commercial break with Sami Zayn talking to Adam Pearce backstage. Zayn calls out his WrestleMania match with Johnny Knoxville, and Zayn says that enough is enough and he wants his respect back. Zayn says that he wants a match with the person that walks through that door, meaning the male locker room door. Pearce agrees, and then Drew McIntyre walks through the locker room door as Pearce makes the match official. Fine. I guess that's how we book shows now. It's like, okay, who's behind door number 1? Drew McIntyre, come on down.
Drew McIntyre.
Caleb Braxton introduces Ludwig Kaiser, who stands on the ramp to introduces to the SmackDown crowd the newest SmackDown debuting superstar, Walter. I'm not calling him the other name.
I thought he was going to start singing like freaking Aiden English.
Walter.
Right?
For real,
that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Here comes Gunther. I was ready for him to sing. He didn't sing. I didn't like that.
So we come back from commercial break, and Walter, in new red gear, he's wearing red on Friday Night SmackDown, which is blue, but that's just semantics. He's facing a guy named Joe Alonzo. Whoever this Joe character is, I don't know who he is, but he got fucking killed tonight by Walter.
Apparently he's friends with Sammy Guevara.
Really?
Apparently, that's what my chat told me. He's friends with Sammy Guevara. I was like, okay, well, he's about to get his ass whooped.
Well,
but I didn't.
I never heard of this Joe Alonzo guy, but
he looked like a great value generic Mustafa Ali.
I thought it was Trent Beretta from the Dude Busters. I was like, oh my god, why did he go back to his old gimmick? How did he switch companies?
Trent was on Rampage tonight.
Was he really? Shit.
Yeah, he faced Danielson, and it was a fucking fantastic match.
Huh.
The match begins with Walter sending Alonzo halfway across the ring with a hip toss. Fucking Walter's great. I love Walter, but I just don't trust this company. He hits a chop and follows it with a big boot. That chop legitimately caved in Alonzo's chest. Walter then hits another chop, which, again, caves in his chest, and then follows it with a body slam. Then he hits a power bomb and covers for the win. Walter picks up the win, and while that's all good and dandy, I just still don't trust this company in the booking of Walter and Marcel Bartel or Ludwig now. And now Fabian Eichner is defending for himself on NXT 2.0 in the singles division. Where, let's be real, people, he is not a singles superstar. He's been in a tag team since Imperium has come to the WWE. All this splitting up and all this name changing leads to one thing and one thing only. Good luck in your future endeavors. In a year's time, none of these guys, I guarantee, will be on this company anymore.
WWE
And that's
has
a
a really
fucking
good
shame.
WWE has a really good similarity with one of my ex-girlfriends. You wanna know what that is?
You're boring?
No. Yeah, but yeah.
But
They have something good, and then they destroy it. They break it up. They break it into little pieces. You know that's what Imperium was. Imperium was this great gleaming thing of goodness, and look what they did. They freaking separated Fabian. They called Marcel fucking Ludwig van Beethoven. Gunther. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the hell Gunther is.
wait, did you just say Ludwig van Beethoven? You said
that's his name. I'm calling him Beethoven now.
You said Ludwig van Beethoven. That's where they fucking got the Von Wagner shit from.
I'm telling you, they went on like random name generator and just pressed it 4 times and then just waited. They listened to Symphony Number 9 and like, yep, that's it. Let's just change the name song.
That's fucking it.
Gunther. I'm not calling him Gunther. I promise.
I'm not calling him that. I'm calling him Walter.
His name is not Gunther.
That's all I was yelling at the show, and like some people turned behind me and was like, "Yo, that's Gunther." I'm like, "That's freaking Walter." I'm not calling this man.
I'm calling the man Walter.
Don't correct me, sir. His name is Walter.
That's just like with freaking quote unquote Butch. I'm like Pete Dunne. I'm not calling this man Butch, bro.
Grown man named Butch running around like a little freaking Mighty Mouse. Turn that shit off.
So Kayla Braxton is backstage. Speaking of other name changes, she's backstage interviewing Raquel Rodriguez.
I'm gonna throw up.
Gonzalez. It's Gonzalez. I'm sorry, Law.
Raquel.
Oh no, I'll just call her Raquel. That's even better than just
that. If they want to change
I would have taken that. I mean, they took away Antonio from Antonio Cesaro and just made it Cesaro. I would have been just fine with Raquel.
I would have took that for sure.
So Raquel is interrupted by, of course, Los Lotharios,
Boo.
Garza, and Humberto. They say that they'd like to welcome her to SmackDown with a kiss. Raquel then does not go for it, and Los Lotharios walk away, terrified.
Yeah, because they know Braun Strowman will Will Smith both of them.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. Shout out to you.
Keep my wife's name.
Shout out to you, Adam Scherr, because that's absolutely 100% what you would do.
He lives in Wisconsin.
He's getting slapped in the face by Braun.
Yeah, shout out to Braun Strowman.
Shout out to Adam Scherr, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? And honestly, with you and Control Your Narrative, I honestly hope it succeeds.
Yeah.
People are automatically just making it seem like Control Your Narrative is like a legit, like just fucking like Fight Club kind of, just absolute nothing of a promotion. I hope it honestly goes well. Seriously. I like you, I like EC3, and I like the rest of the people that you got there. So please, make it worth watching, and I'll support it every time.
I'm not watching that bullshit. That shit looks like ECW plus the second hour of TNA. I'm not watching
that's GCW. You don't need to watch that shit. You can watch CYN. GCW, the other shit with GCW, that's like the fucking ECW wannabes over there. They fucking suck. CYN might actually have something if they get the right backing.
Yeah.
Control motherfucking TV. Get them the fuck off of it.
Hey, don't make me get Braun over here. I know him
I don't
now.
care about Braun. Tell some control your narrative.
I was about to say he live in Wisconsin somewhere. I don't know where he live, but I'll find him. You know what I'm saying?
I know him now.
But one thing before we move on, Phil, as soon as I saw Raquel show up, I yelled out real loud in the crowd. I said, "That's the next women's champion right there." I believe it. I said that's going to be the next women's champion.
I hope you're right, bro. I really do. I love Raquel. I think Raquel is great. And to the people that legitimately think that Raquel literally has no in-ring skills, I don't know what you've been seeing.
Who the hell said that?
And there's been a lot of people as of late saying that Raquel just legitimately has no in-ring talent.
What?
And that's just completely untrue. Then again, it might just be these WWE E-drones, but I don't care. People
when we
are
get to
saying
AEW, I'm gonna say something about Tony Khan. I got something to say.
Oh, dude,
about him.
I have some major shit I need to say about that too, because that was fucking ridiculous. But we'll get to that when we get to that. That was ridiculous. We're back live with. Why did I have to see this on my TV? It had to have been nauseating seeing it live too, up until the point where Madcap actually, did something right.
Oh yeah.
we have the Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss segment with Happy Talk, and Corbin says that this was supposed to be the happiest talk ever. That's not even fucking words or like legit English, but I guess that's what Bruce Pritchard wants us to do now, just not make any sense in sentence talk. So Corbin says that he has been doing a lot of self-reflecting as of late, and that there's only one person to blame for his losses over the past couple over WrestleMania, and that's Madcap Moss. Moss begins to apologize, but Corbin interrupts and says that he made WrestleMania weekend all about him after he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which meant nothing. You got a coupon for CC's Pizza. Great job. Like that's all you get. But Corbin says that he has forgotten his place and to tell Corbin a joke. Moss tells him a joke, and he tries to calm down Corbin, but Corbin calls that one terrible and demands a new joke. Moss then starts to joke that ends in the punchline, calling Corbin a joke, and Corbin attacks Moss from behind. Moss rises and takes out Corbin with a spear as the crowd goes wild. The crowd legitimately popped for Madcap Moss.
Oh my! I was just sitting there laughing. I was looking around, I'm like, are they really cheering?
I was like, legitimately, this is over right now with the crowd in Milwaukee. And I was like, how are you guys cheering this bullshit?
I was really sitting there. I'm like, yo, I said, y'all are really like cheering for this man right now. That's wild.
No, here's the thing. I like Madcap Moss. I think Riddick Moss is absolutely fantastic. I just hated the way they did this gimmick for him. But legitimately, people were marking out for Madcap Moss. It was insane.
That shit was great. Bum ass Baron Corbin finally got his ass whooped.
So Corbin rolls to the outside of the ring as Moss throws, the red rope, holders for like the velvet rope and all that kind of stuff. He was chucking like furniture around and everything. One time he almost hit a guy that was standing right next to the barricade when he was checking some things, and then he stomped on his hat for good measure, which he tried to crush that thing, but it like sprung back up like a spring.
Strong hat.
Yeah, it was just a strong hat. So you try to do it for good emphasis, but it just didn't really work out. And Madcap Moss is now officially a babyface, and we're gonna get a Madcap Moss in god dang Corbin feud, which we all knew probably from when this team was formed that this was probably going to happen to begin with. Or at least I figured out that this was obviously going to happen to begin with.
Took long enough.
Yeah.
I'll see this repeatedly. Hopefully he goes on a solo run or something, and I can see Corbin off my TV screen because he's extremely boring and he talks.
Corbin was like, so your jokes over the past couple of weeks have been absolutely terrible. I'm like, as of late, ever since Madcap had this shit, it's been absolutely terrible.
He had some good ones in there, I think.
Nah, he's been bad. But it's not his fault. It's not his fault because it's Bruce and Vince and their terrible ass booking and writing.
Yeah.
We had Drew McIntyre take on Sami Zayn next. And this was just going to be pointless. Nah, I'll say that for the word. For this segment, this was just pointless. As Drew McIntyre won via countout. Zayn was back in the ring. But McIntyre goes for a Claymore and Zayn escapes the ring once again. And he escapes through the crowd as it's a countout finish.
Hey, fun story about that. I was right there where Sami was when he climbed through the crowd and walked up the steps. Like I sent the video to the group chat actually. We were like very, very close. Like it was amazing. I was just yelling, Sami! like it was dope, man. Like we had some really good seats. Like it was really, really fun.
Let me actually take a look now. Oh, okay. You weren't that far.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess you picked the good seats.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was absolutely pointless, and we get the exact same match next week, anyways. So,
yay.
So
yeah, I saw like they showed it in the building, and I was like, again? I'm like, we're getting this next week again? What in the world? I'm like, why? So.
Oh wait, dude, did you stay after the show for that final dark match?
Yeah.
What was the dark match after the show? Was it Cody?
No.
Oh, because Cody was supposed to be back there.
I didn't want to stay for that match. I really wanted to leave.
What was it?
It was Charlotte Flair against Ronda Rousey for the
I would have left.
For the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Oh, I would have left.
What the?
And Charlotte won via countout.
Oh, of course.
Because she grabbed the title and left.
Oh my God.
Again, I would have left. I would have left.
Because they announced it while Roman was in the ring. And they said, yeah, for your main event, it's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm like,
I would have left. I would have left.
Oh, man.
We had Sasha Banks versus Liv Morgan.
Let's go. Yeah. Sasha.
This match was completely worthless.
They was probably screaming when Sasha came
out. Man, bro, I got the video. I'm gonna post it on TikTok tonight before I go to sleep. But yeah,
that's great.
I was screaming my head off.
This match was completely worthless. I love Sasha. I love Liv. But you have Sasha Banks and Naomi win the tag titles at WrestleMania. I believe it was Sunday. And on Friday, you have her lose clean to Liv Morgan on SmackDown.
Man, you don't know how pissed I was, bro. You don't know, bro.
gonna lose.
You do
You're
not know,
gonna lose.
bro. You do not know how pissed I was, bro. I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, Sasha should be putting this away. Next thing you know, Liv rolls her up 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, oh my god! And my best friend just started laughing in my face, and I'm like, get out of my face, bro.
Yeah, this
so
championship
heated.
reign is gonna be
Oh, man.
A-okay, guys. These championships
Hey.
are fucking worthless.
I was so heated, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I popped hard as shit when Liv won. You know why?
These championships are fucking worthless.
Liv has been taking the pinfall in most of the spots for the better part of 2 freaking months. After she lost the Becky feud, they were like, yeah, Liv, you're going to take mad bumps and mad pins for the rest of your life. I was waiting for Sasha to win the match, and I definitely believed she was going to. So when Liv won, that definitely surprised me. But I got angry like 3 seconds later because we were talking about it before the match started. There should be no reason why any champion should be losing clean or at all on the show. That doesn't make any sense. So as happy as I can be about Liv, it's stupid because Naomi was like, oh, like she just lost her dog or something. I'm like, bro, your partner just lost to Liv Morgan for no reason at all by roll up very quick. Like, and Sasha was in control most of the match, so there was no point in doing that.
These championships are fucking worthless, and I don't care what anybody says anymore. Now, I stitched a video on TikTok. Can WWE salvage the tag team championship for the women?
I think your friend in the chat, Nate.
They cannot.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's my best friend right there.
Yeah.
Bro, what's up?
They absolutely cannot. These tag team championships are worthless. They deserve to be fucking burned in a fire, never to return again.
In a fire.
And I'll legitimately piss on the fire to make them ashes, and then I'll spread them across the 7 seas. All 7.
Jesus, okay.
All 7.
Kind of unsanitary right there.
All 7. Because all 7 deserves it.
This man's crazy.
Yeah, there's 7. Yeah, there's 7. I had to rethink. There's 7 C's. That's where the whole thing comes from. Okay.
That's nuts. That is nuts.
Maybe nuts, but it's the truth. What's also the truth? Our fucking tribal chief.
Oh, boo. Boo. Boo this man.
Oh, and by the way, guys, Roman's fucking fine. He's fine. This man is holding both championships up. He's fine. This man is a fucking god. And that is exactly.
Bro, he's in God mode now.
He's in God mode now, dude.
Overrated. You know, nuts.
Yeah, we the ones, Loft.
We the ones.
Garbage.
We the ones.
You invented we the ones here on this podcast, so you put your ones
Yeah,
up.
because we, not he. He's a bum. I'm better than he is. That's why I acknowledge me and you and Nate, not his bum ass.
Yeah, like my best friend said, these are my titles. You see this cameraman right here? This is my cameraman.
That's right.
These people are here to see me.
I was there to see Liv Morgan, so that was another lie from Roman Reigns, but you know.
So the newly crowned undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns begins his walk down to the ring alongside Paul Heyman and the Usos. We come back from commercial break as we are back live in the ring with the Tribal Chief. He says that SmackDown and the Universal Championship was just not enough. He went to Monday Night Raw and he took what was his and now was the WWE Championship. Reigns says that there's not much more that he can do. But there's still plenty left for the bloodline to achieve. Reigns says that he kept seeing 2 titles, but the Usos only have 1 set of titles.
As soon as he said that, I knew exactly where he was going with that. I'm like,
I loved it.
I'm like, oh boy. I'm like,
He tells the
here we
Usos to go to Raw and bring him the Raw Tag Team Championships. Reigns is then interrupted by Shinsuke Nakamura, and at this point, I was completely fucking confused. I'm like, Shinsuke?
It's Nakamura.
Yeah, I was confused too because I swear, Phil, I thought we were going to see either Brock or Cody, and I'm like,
I could have sworn I was hearing Cody's music first.
I was like, I'm waiting for it because we like see when it's live. Obviously, you see different stuff than what you see on TV.
Right.
So like we saw like the cameraman sprint towards the entrance, and I'm like, okay, somebody is about to come out.
Somebody's coming up from the Cody Vader, right?
Yeah.
The Cody Vader is about to happen.
So then all of a sudden Nakamura's music plays, and I'm like, well, yeah. So well, I have no choice. Let's do it. I thought it was gonna be Brock or somebody, but
I thought the Cody Vader was about to come up tonight, bro. That would have been so good.
Yeah,
that's what he calls it.
That's hilarious.
That's what he calls it. And in the statement that Cody did when he left AEW, he said give the Cody Vader to Jade Cargill, which I think would have been fucking perfect.
Yes.
Imagine Jade Cargill just rising from the ashes as she's 30-0. Bro, that would Cody, I love you, man. I seriously do. I just wish they actually did that though in AEW. That would have been sick. Regardless, Shinsuke Nakamura appears. And Shinsuke, he's going to try to say something. He puts the microphone to his mouth, but then Roman pushes it downward. He understands what he is trying to do, so Reigns gives Nakamura a hug. I was kind of confused by that. I was like, wait a second, did Shinsuke just join the fucking bloodline? I was like, what the?
That was hilarious, bro. That was hilarious. We all just sitting there like, okay, what's going on? And then once Roman turned his back, we was like, here we go.
The Usos follow that up with a double super kick to the back of the head. Yeah, so that was just fucking great. SmackDown concludes with the Usos saying that they're going to Detroit for Raw, and Reigns stands tall with both championships as SmackDown goes off the air. And now is this week's Friday Night SmackDown. And then obviously Nate just announced that we had Charlotte versus Ronda in a SmackDown tag team in the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which ended via countout. Whatever. Good for them. Who gives a shit? Charlotte and Ronda probably stunk up to join anyway, as most of the people were probably not there to enjoy the match.
Yes. I know I couldn't stand both of them, you know. But I was there with my friends, you know, and my friends sort of like Charlotte and Bianca, Charlotte and Ronda. So, you know, I had no choice but to sit there through the pain.
I would have went to the concession stand. I would have went to fucking get me some chicken tenders and fries. I legitimately would have done anything else. I would have gone and changed next door neighbor's kitty litter if they have a cat. I would have done legitimately anything.
And that match lasted like a good, let's see, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And then the way that it ended, how it ended, I'm like, yeah.
5 minutes. That's fucking hilarious.
That wasn't worth it at all.
That's awesome. I'm just so glad they get to stink up the joint. And I'm so glad that they fucking suck. But guys, that's it for your Friday Night SmackDown portion of the review. Let's take a look at this chat. This chat is absolutely popping tonight. We got Saul in here. We got Nate's friend in here. Dominique Hawthorne.
Yeah,
That's just a fucking fantastic name. I love you. Like, that's awesome. You got, like, if Nate has a friend in here, he has you're a friend of all of us, bro. Welcome to the podcast. I hope you have enjoyed what you heard tonight. This has been absolutely awesome that you're here. Josh is always in here, having a good old time, just killing it as always.
Chat, I need y'all to calm down with all the Roman positivity. I need y'all to change that to negativity real fast before I get mad, because I need that to change real quick. I don't know what's going on.
Are you people talking about Monday Night Raw in a good sense?
No, they're talking about Roman in a good sense.
Oh, Roman in a good sense. No, you can do that. That's fine.
No,
that's
fine.
Stop.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah.
Change it. Do something.
Yeah, we want.
Please.
If you're talking about Raw in a good sense, then you have to get out of the chat because Raw is fucking terrible. But don't get out of the chat. We love you. But
when
if you're
Kofi
talking
beats him
Raw
at
in a good
SummerSlam,
sense, that sucks.
I'm going to have a field day.
Oh,
I'm going to.
Cody's the only person. Cody's the only
biggest
person.
press run. I promise. I'm waiting. I have so much stuff planned for that day. You guys have no idea. I'm going to have a ball. Y'all have y'all fun now. I promise you. I'm going to be the most annoying person for at least a month.
I would love it if Cody actually beat Roman. You know me and Cody.
I'm gonna love it too.
You know me and Cody go way back, so I love it.
It's gonna be a day. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I promise you.
I'd love it for a different reason. You just hate Roman with your fucking passion ever since
yeah.
like I don't know ever since 2008 you've been hating Roman.
I'm gonna have a day. Oh, I'm gonna have a day. I can't wait. I don't know when that day gonna come, but when that day comes, I'm woo-wee.
He's been hating Roman since 1997.
That's right. I wasn't even born then. I was still hating that dude.
I wasn't even born.
I was born 3 years later, and I still don't like that bum.
Corbin, love that you're here, my man. It's been an absolutely fun time chatting with you guys about Friday Night SmackDown, and now we can go on and talk about, AEW Rampage. Absolutely fucking killed it tonight. Not a lot of people watch AEW Rampage, but I do each and every single week. It's an extra hour. I understand that's technically 3 hours. I don't even know how I go through that on Monday night, but I can go through it on Friday. I don't know. It just fucking happens. But when it's good TV shit like this, I'm okay with it. Plus, Rampage is only an extra hour. But I do have to make sure that you guys are aware AEW Rampage is actually happening an hour before Friday Night SmackDown next week on Rampage, because Rampage has the AEW World Championship on the line with Adam Cole and Adam Page in a Texas death match. So I do have to make that aware to you guys. 7:00 p.m. is when Rampage starts with the world title on the line. That's going to be great. But to talk about Rampage that happened tonight, we started off with Bryan Danielson taking on Trent Beretta. This match was fucking insane. Bryan Danielson ultimately got the win with the head kicks. As always, the whole you're gonna get your fucking head kicked in stuff. He fucking kicked his head in. He hit the Busaiku knee, and then it was like a dragon sleeper, kind of like maneuver to end the match, and Trent tapped out. Absolutely fucking phenomenal there. And William Regal was on commentary during the match. William Regal on commentary is fantastic as always. I think Regal's one of the best in the business ever. And this match is just an absolutely great thing to see. if there are two matches that you guys had to go check out for this, it's the beginning with this whole Bryan Danielson stuff, and the main event with Wheeler and Moxley. The two other matches with Swerve and Velvet, they were okay matches. They weren't the best though, because they were short, and it was against QT Marshall and Willow Nightingale. But there were good matches nonetheless as it progressed some storylines heading into next week on Dynamite, which happens in New Orleans, their debut in New Orleans. So Bryan Danielson picks up the win there. I know you've been loving Danielson ever since he's come into AEW. Him having a great match with Beretta is obviously just another step in the right direction for Danielson.
I don't know what it is, man, but as soon as he got over there, he has not missed. I don't know what is going on, but he's still the best wrestler in the world to me. I think he has one of the most sustainable characters in professional wrestling, period. All he really has to do is go out there and whoop people's ass, and he's great at that. So I'm not really sure if I'm like on board with the whole stable thing. I don't think it's a bad stable or anything. I'm just stuck on the direction. I think my only issue with AEW stables is just lack of direction with some of them. So,
well, we just started with this whole Blackpool Combat Club thing, so
yeah,
we gotta see what they're doing. Plus, they're already recruiting other people like Wheeler Yuta into the group, which I think is fucking phenomenal. The kid's only 25, so learning from a guy like Regal, Danielson, and Moxley, I think that's going to be great for him.
It should be. I hear a lot of good stuff about him. I didn't watch this match. I didn't watch the second of Rampage, but I'm definitely going to watch this later on.
What do you think about this, Nate? I mean, Danielson's been absolutely killing it since he's coming on into AEW. I mean, he's had a great match with Beretta, and he's making this whole Blackpool Combat Club with Moxley. This has been great.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Bryan Danielson, man, I can't really say enough. Like, this dude is fantastic. Been killing it since he got to AEW. With the addition of Regal and Moxley now, I feel like he's going to turn it up way more than expected, which I'm cool with. Wheeler Yuta, I had no idea that he was the same age as me. That's wild. And yeah, like he's killing it as well too. So I'm cool with both of them.
It's going to be absolutely great to see with what the whole Blackpool Combat Club see what they got in store, especially with Wheeler Yuta on the rise in AEW. We then had a match between Swerve Strickland and QT Marshall, and this match was pretty decent, to say the least. It was just very short. It was just another. It was a showcase match for Swerve Strickland, getting him a win here in AEW against a guy like QT Marshall, who we all know who is a veteran in this business. And QT was actually presented with an award tonight. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but now with this whole sports entertainer gimmick that Chris Jericho is doing here on AEW Dynamite with the whole Jericho Appreciation Society, he was giving the first Sports Entertainer of the Week award.
What does that even mean? What the heck is that?
Guess who it was given to?
Who?
QT Marshall.
Why? Oh, I didn't understand what you were saying. They gave him the award for that?
Well, it's known as the Sports Entertainer of the Week award. and Chris Jericho gave him it's not like a legit plaque kind of award. It's just something to go along with this whole sports entertainer gimmick. He gave the first ever Sports Entertainer of the Week award to QT.
Can you explain to me what was given to Hook? I think last week I saw him holding an award and then just smashed it in someone's face.
This was a what was it? I'll look it up because I do wanna get that right because that was absolutely hilarious too.
I was so confused. I'm like, why does he have an award and doesn't want the award?
Do you remember? Was that on Dynamite or was that on Rampage? You think?
I have no idea. I was on Twitter and I just saw him holding the award.
Dang.
I have no idea.
Let me just look up Hook gets award. Let me. AEW. Okay, let me see. The Certificate of Accomplishment, which was an award given to Hook by QT for graduating his school.
Okay.
And Hook just does not give a single fuck, so he's just like, yeah, no. And then that's when Danhausen was trying to curse him, and
I saw that. That was hilarious.
And he walked right through the cursing. Also, well, here's the thing. Before everything was happening with the whole QT Marshall match, I do have to say this. They were trying to get an interview with Hook backstage. This was a new girl was interviewing or trying to interview Hook backstage as he was eating some good old Lay's barbecue potato chips. And
that's great.
And he was legitimately saying nothing. He gets up, and as he was about to throw his Lay's potato chip bag in the trash, Danhausen comes up from the trash can and curses him again. But what happens is Hook just shrugs it off, throws the bag of potato chips in the trash can, and walks out of his locker room. Danhausen is a national treasure that should always be protected.
Why does he keep trying to curse him?
I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get Danhausen versus Hook, which I think would be absolutely phenomenal just for the memes in itself.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. It wouldn't be the best match, but man, it would be funny.
Yeah, but who wins that? You can't have Danhausen lose his first match. But you can't have Hook lose either.
I would have Danhausen never have a win ever. He just curses people. I don't think he needs wins.
To be honest, he is kind of just a comedy character.
I think it'll be better if he just doesn't win at all. I think
he's a great wrestler, though. I just wouldn't want him to just be signed as a comedy R-Truth-like character here.
We can't give Hook a loss to Dan.
No, but we can't lose Hook either. So I don't know. I think that's what we're trying to get here, but I just don't know who would win that. But yeah, he tossed the potato chips in the trash can, and while Danhausen was all confused, saying, "What the heck was this? I keep trying to curse this guy, and he just continuously just shrugs off my cursing." He picks up the potato chip bag, and he eats the rest of the Lay's barbecue potato chips. Absolutely phenomenal is Danhausen, and he should be protected at all times.
Oh, Phil,
what's up?
I have to start watching AEW more. I just had a.
I've been telling you this for weeks, bro.
I know. I forgot something. I went on Twitter today.
Okay.
And I went on Jay Cargill's Twitter because I love her, and I go on her Twitter every day to see if she acknowledged me yet. And I see she has something called the Baddies section.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the most beautiful. What is that? Where is that at? What?
The batting session's been happening for the past few weeks, bro.
Why didn't you tell me? Why would you do that?
Bro, Loft.
She announces it every single week.
What?
Bro, I saw that Wednesday and I was like, man, that's a whole bunch of plastic sitting there in that row.
Oh, is it really? Oh, oh my God, that just ruined it. Are you kidding me?
He announces it every single week.
Why did none of y'all text me and say, hey, you might want to see this? Anybody, just no one informed me about this. That's crazy. Damn. You think you know people, chat? You think you know?
Speaking of baddies.
You think you know? You think you know?
You think you know me?
Well, you never
did.
You think you know me?
Well, you never did. The other side.
A freaking amazing song.
No.
Jeez.
Speaking of a baddie in Red Velvet, I know Loft loves me some Red Velvet.
Hey now.
Have you ever had red velvet cake, bro? That shit.
It's just chocolate but red, but it tastes better if it's red.
Well, trust me, red velvet cake, it tastes something different. It tastes something different.
I would love red velvet cake. That came out wrong. He's talking about the other cake, guys. He's not talking about the actual cake. He's talking about the other one. That came out wrong.
We all
he wants red velvet's cake respectfully.
I delivered that
respectfully.
Terrible. I apologize.
Respectfully.
Yes, respectfully. That was
would.
terrible delivery.
We all would.
He wants red velvet's cake respectfully.
Nah, we good. We know what you're
talking about. And then Nate's like, nah, not respectfully. Exactly, I don't want that cake.
We gonna keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
We love you, Red Velvet. That's all that matters. We love you.
And we want some cake.
Shut up. Yeah. Trying to move on from this, Nate's like, yeah.
If I ever get Red Velvet on this podcast now, she's just gonna be so. It's gonna be awkward. Well, not for you two, because you guys just want some cake.
No, that's not what we're doing here. I delivered that sentence wrong, and I realized I said that the wrong way. And now the consequences are hitting me. While I'm sitting in this red room. Everything's crashing down in front of me.
Red Velvet versus Willow Nightingale. This match was nothing of importance, honestly, even if it was for a spot in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. This match was short. This match is to the point, and Red Velvet got the win.
Woo!
That's all. And it wasn't bad by any means. It was just very short. But I understand why this match was very short, considering what the fuck this main event was. This main event started at it was like around 10:20. It was like around 10:23, 10:24. Around that time, they gave this match a ton of time. They gave this match 25 good minutes.
Damn.
And it fucking deserved it, dude. Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta fucking killed it tonight. You have to go watch this match. This match was fucking phenomenal.
Cool.
Wheeler Yuta was bleeding early on in the match from a stomp on the steel steps by Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley prompted Wheeler Yuta's head on the bottom steel step. And you know how Rollins does his curb stomp?
Yeah.
We saw that tonight on the steel step to Wheeler Yuta's face.
My God.
Face first onto the bottom steel step, and his face was fucking busted open as we head into picture-in-picture break. During the match, Moxley just continued to open up the wound of Wheeler Yuta so much that Have you guys ever seen the picture of the whole Dustin Rhodes versus Cody match, where Dustin's face was just completely covered in blood?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was legitimately that.
Damn.
It was legitimately that. His entire face was covered in blood, just like Dustin Rhodes during that match with Cody.
Yeah.
Yuta kicked out of three paradigm shifts, and he escaped 2 bulldog chokes on on the 4th paradigm shift. It was either the 3rd or 4th one, I can't remember, but it was either the 3rd or 4th paradigm shift. He kicks out of Moxley's finish, the paradigm shift. But while Moxley had a sleeper choke on Yuta, the referee calls for the bell and ends the match due to referee stoppage because Yuta just could not. He kept passing out from the loss of blood. After the match was over, Yuta regained consciousness and was inducted into the Blackpool Combat Club by a shake of the hand of William Regal, shook Danielson's hand, and at the end of it, we hear Moxley saying, "Now the real work begins." Slaps him on the chest, and they leave together. 25 minutes of absolute brutality in that main event, and Yuta, at the age of 25, is now under the tutelage of William Regal, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley. This is going to have to be something that we all have to take note of. It was absolutely fantastic.
I didn't even watch Rampage yet. Hopefully I could watch it tomorrow sometime. But from what y'all described to me, bro, it sounds like it's pretty lit. At least the main event sounds pretty lit. I like Wheeler Yuta a lot. He's definitely one of the future pieces of professional wrestling, not only in AEW but Ring of Honor as well, as he's the pure champion in Ring of Honor. I think him being in the group with Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley and Regal gives him definitely a lot of experience there, so that helps him a lot. And yeah, like just can't wait to see what he can do in the future. So I'm down with that.
I can't wait for it, man.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it. What you think about this, Loff? I mean, I know you can really only get like a kind of can't really totally grasp the match with me just describing it to you, but I mean, Wheeler Yuta, he's going to be a star in this company. I mean, we've seen guys like Max, Jacob Freeman, MJF, Darby Allin, and now Wardlow getting the spotlight under the tutelage of pretty much Tony Khan and the way that he's been booking stuff. Even though Yuta is losing these matches, he's coming out of this like a fucking star. And now that he's under the tutelage of Regal, Danielson, and Moxley at the age of 25, dude, I mean, come on now. He walked away.
I'm interested in what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think the only way you can really go about it is just having him slowly evolve his character and make him more of a, I guess, put more of that edge that I guess William Regal is going to try to put onto him.
Right.
If anything, just make him another star, because it seems like they know which people are stars and which people are like not. And I don't mean like not stars as in like they don't benefit the company, but just certain people are meant for certain spots on the show.
Right.
and obviously found the diamond in the rough with him. So if this leads to the evolution of him and just making him more of like a sharper character, then I'm all for it.
Now, I saw a tweet tonight by just scrolling through the hashtag AEW Rampage, and I found a tweet that read that Wheeler Yuta could be the potential Daniel Bryan that he was in WWE. We all know the whole Daniel Bryan story with the whole WrestleMania. Could you possibly see that with Wheeler Yuta? I mean, I know this technically is not really with the group that he is in. Obviously, he's with Bryan Danielson now, but the kid's only 25 years old. He has this much momentum behind him. He has all the crowd in the world behind him. Could we possibly see like a Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan type rise for a guy like Wheeler Yuta? Or is it just too early to tell right now?
For me, it's too early. I don't think it's impossible, but for me, it's a little too early. So more of a wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of a little bit too early too. As I think he should build up. He should definitely build up what he's doing in Ring of Honor right now, since he's the pure champion.
Yeah.
Work on that and just let things flow as far as the Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley William Regal thing. So just let it flow and see what happens.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's really just what we need to see from him right now. I think he needs to get acclimated with this whole character, with him being a part of the Blackpool Combat Club now. Be with Moxley, be with Danielson, be with Regal for a little bit, see what kind of tutelage they can give him, and then we'll potentially talk about a meteoric rise for Yuta in the years to come. But before we get out of here, guys, I do kind of want to let you guys know about two more potential news stories before we get out of here. Obviously, the whole Twitter beef with Tony Khan that happened earlier on today, and
God.
Also we have a potential new streaming service for AEW in the works when it comes to New Japan. New Japan World, or I believe that's what their streaming service is called, is now going to be streaming AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage over there in Japan. If you guys have NJPW World, their official streaming service, you guys can go catch AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage episodes over there on New Japan World. I believe it's only going to be in Japanese commentary, which I don't understand why that would only be the case. I mean, I understand why technically, because it's under their streaming service for New Japan. But New Japan is now going to be streaming Dynamite and Rampage episodes from the past on their streaming service known as New Japan World, which is good because now that gets AEW over there in Japan. And apparently Japan is lifting their traveling bans. So that means Tony Khan could possibly be bringing his superstars to Japan, and Japan could come over here to talk to work with AEW, which could always be a great thing. But yeah, I mean, New Japan World is now going to be streaming AEW now over there in Japan.
That's cool. I mean, is it like all going to be like? It's definitely all in Japanese.
From what we're hearing in the report, the whole commentary is probably going to be presented in the Japanese style. So that could be good for them over there. I just don't know if anybody really has it. Why would they only want to hear it in Japan when we can kind of just go back in a video archive in video archives ourselves and just see past Dynamite episodes from over here. But it's cool that we at least have some kind of streaming service for AEW, especially across the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Now, people have been asking me ever since that news came out, when the heck is AEW going to be on HBO Max? That's not really for me to decide, or pretty much Tony Khan. That's up for I believe that is it NBC Universal that owns the rights to the whole Turner stuff.
Me, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Regardless, it's those TV networks decision to put that on their streaming service. When it comes to HBO Max was the number one streaming service last year. It was being used the most for streaming services, and it beat out Netflix, it beat out YouTube, and it beat out pretty much anything that was a streaming service in the United States. The reason why Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor was so that he can have a bigger library for the appeal of potential partnerships with the streaming service. With him having the Ring of Honor archive and everything in between, with obviously the AEW archive with the 3 years that we've had AEW, it's a great thing that we can possibly have HBO Max as a partnership for AEW. It's just a matter of time before they come to a deal on that, and if they do, we will definitely bring that to you. It's just up to the TV networks to decide when they feel that it's right for AEW to go to a streaming service. Which, to be completely honest, I think AEW on a streaming service is absolutely a great idea, because we all know what the AEW pay-per-views cost nowadays.
Yeah.
Even if it's like only the big 4 pay-per-views of the year for AEW, it's still a lot of money. Having a streaming service like HBO Max would be perfect, though, for this.
Yeah.
Not only for our wallets, but it's just an easier accessibility.
Yeah.
All right, Loft. Now you can go on your rant about this whole Twitter nonsense, because I have some stuff to say too.
Oh God! I ain't gonna talk for long, but all I know is there's something wrong with Tony Khan. There's something wrong.
He's on something different. He was on something different today.
I woke up and I didn't even see it from Twitter. I saw it from a YouTube video with the thumbnail that Tony Khan thinks that there's there's robots who are paid by Vince McMahon and John Cena to hate on AEW. I've never seen some shit like this before in my life. I don't know why this was like. I thought he was joking. I thought he was like making a funny joke, but then people in the comments were like, "Yeah, I see the bots everywhere," and I'm like, "Bro, I promise you, I have a heavy disdain towards AEW for many reasons, which I'm trying to figure out still. I am not paid by World Wrestling Entertainment. If I was, I would not be here. I promise you. I would not. I'm not a bot. I'm a real boy. I am not
a real boy.
I am not a bot paid by Vincent K. McMahon and Roman Reigns to hate on AEW. I never heard something like that before. I was flabbergasted when I heard that today. That was crazy. And he said, I did an independent study. I'm like, no, you didn't. Somebody told you to go on Twitter, and you looked at a whole bunch of Twitter names that were like WWE fan 111222444, and you just assumed that all of them were bots. No, sir. Those are little kids that love WWE and hate AEW. That's all that was.
Yeah, it's the E-Jones. it's the E-drones that like legitimately just have no fucking brain cell in their head when it comes to they have all the brain cells in the head when it comes to tribalism. Now, if you guys don't know what tribalism is, I mean, it's kind of in the whole fucking thing. You're pretty much like you're on one side and you're only going to support that one side and you're only going to defend that one side and not legitimately speak anything, or if you do speak about the other side, you speak poorly about it.
It's like Roman Reigns fans.
Well, kind of, yeah. So let's use that Roman thing for example. So you're only speaking good about Roman Reigns and never acknowledging the bad that could come from this whole Roman situation.
It's 95% of my freaking comment section the other day.
So using it in WWE and AEW terms, you only speak good about WWE if you're a WWE tribalist, and if you ever do speak about AEW, you just completely shit on it each and every single time you hear the words or letters A, E, or W. Now, Tony Khan over here.
But it's okay to say you don't like AEW, but I feel like there's a healthy balance. If you don't like it, then you just don't like it. But
you can say you don't like it, but at least acknowledge it for at least acknowledge it for what it is, and don't criticize other people for liking it.
Yeah, don't go criticizing other people. You can criticize the show, but don't start screaming at someone else because they like to watch it. That's not cool.
Yeah. So if you guys want to hear what Tony Khan said, I mean, I see Josh in the comments right here saying, "Is Tony okay?" No. Tony's on a freaking different level. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
He's on the same stuff Butch is on,
and that can either be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you talk to.
This dude Loft is killing Tony right now.
There's something every time I see him, he looks like Butch. So I don't know what him and Butch be doing, but every time I see him and Butch be just bouncing off the walls. The guy's hyped.
So Tony Khan said on Twitter today, an independent study has confirmed that much of the staunch anti-AEW online community aren't real individuals. It's a staff running thousands of accounts plus an army of bots to signal boost them. Look closely. These aren't real people who'd pay for such a wildly expensive thing. He then continued on to say, the research this one yourselves. You internet detectives thrive in these situations. Speaking of wild things, you won't want to miss Moxley and Wheeler Yuta on AEW Rampage at 10 p.m. Then he does his whole shtick about doing stuff about Rampage at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central Time on TNT tonight. He then said their broiler room staff is going to be working overtime on a Friday, and I love it. So we see these comments after all of this, and I don't even want to. Well, my good friend Jacob Donnelly, I will read him because he's a good friend of mine, and he was saying something like this. Won't be reading the comments, but I'm sure it's filled with a lot of this. And it's a cartoon picture of a WWE tribalist wearing a shirt that says "Stand Up for WWE" and a WWE hat with him kneeling on one knee and motion like this. So pretty much saying all these comments from now on below him are pretty much going to be WWE tribalists that are just not going to be acknowledging anything that Tony Khan is saying. This is a bad move by Tony Khan in every single fucking direction. Last week on AEW Dynamite, it was a great show. It was a great show, except for one fucking match. One match that I said was good, but I went on TikTok earlier on today and pretty much acknowledged the fact that I was wrong. And I apologized to a ton of people. They said I didn't have to apologize because it's my opinion, but I did. I had to apologize for what I said. That match between the Hardys and Butcher and Blade on Wednesday was not good. It was not good at all. You guys came here to get the truth for professional wrestling. I was blinded by the Hardys. And I was blinded by that tables match. Because you know, when you think Hardys and tables matches, you think it's going to be a good thing no matter what. And I was blinded. The rules were absolutely non-existent. And everything about the match was just completely confusing.
I did see that. That was freaking weird. I was so confused.
That match was wild. Like, I was so confused by the rules and stuff.
I said it was good mainly because it was the Hardys, and I didn't really think anything of it because usually AEW kills it when it comes to just these balls to the wall type matches that usually don't feel like they should make any sense. But that 8-man brawl that happened 2 weeks ago when Jeff Hardy pretty much jumped off the building was fucking fantastic. This tag team tables match was fucking horrendous. Nothing about it was good, and I apologized to many people on TikTok today when I said that the match was good. I don't know what was happening to me, but I had to say, listen, this match was not good, and I hope you guys can understand where I was coming from. This match was not good. The Hardys need to be booked better on AEW TV, and they need to focus more on tag team wrestling. That's just it. You guys come here for the truth when it comes to professional wrestling, especially AEW. I criticize both AEW and WWE fairly and properly. That match I just didn't for some reason, and I apologize. Plus, and here's the thing, I usually do better when it comes to AEW, when I have somebody to bounce off of. And I'm not even criticizing, and I'm not even like saying, for like nobody was there on Wednesday, and I completely understand why. And again, I don't have to have somebody with me each and every single time here on this podcast. It's just, I honestly think if I had somebody to bounce off of, I probably would have done it more fairly when it comes to that match. I was just blinded, and I don't know what I was even saying during that match. That match was absolutely horrendous.
It ain't that deep. It ain't even that deep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna head out and go to sleep because I'm tired.
Yeah.
But for me, that Hardy's match, it was okay for me. But the only thing is that, you know, apparently I didn't know the rules, so because
Nobody knew the rules.
Yeah, the rules was confusing because as soon as I saw like freaking
Jeff Hardy went through the table like 5 minutes in, and he was eliminated, but it wasn't established that it was an elimination style matchup.
Yeah, because they said he was eliminated. So I'm like, okay, did this just turn into a handicap match? And then next thing you know, I think Butcher was the one that went through the table.
Another table,
he
yeah.
was eliminated. And then I forgot which one of them was running after Matt Hardy, but Matt Hardy scooted to the side. He went through the table.
Yeah, So the Blade was going for a suplex spot that was on the barricade. Did you guys see this part? Because this was fucking. I was scared for people's lives at this point. You had the Blade trying to balance himself on the barricade. The Butcher was still here, and he was trying to. They were both trying to suplex him, Matt Hardy, over the barricade through a table, but the table wasn't there. But who moved it? Jeff Hardy, who got eliminated 15 minutes ago. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. Oh, and then Jeff Hardy put the Blade through a table when he jumped off a ladder with a Swanton bomb, and that's how the match ends.
Yeah.
A non-legal competitor who got eliminated like 20 minutes later
Wins the match.
Wins the match for the team.
Yeah.
And yes, Josh, I knew it was Jeff that moved it, but Jeff Hardy should have never been there. He should, if it was elimination style, you got to move to the back.
Yeah, it's confusing. But yeah, man, I'll catch up with y'all later. I'm about to go to sleep. I gotta get up early in the morning to go get a haircut, and then I'm taking like a mini trip out of Milwaukee. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we're about to get out of here anyway, but I appreciate you, dude, for coming on. You didn't have to.
yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, Natez Ford wanted to make a small appearance.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, Natez Ford is sleepy now, so I'm about to head to sleep. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. I'll catch up with y'all later on TikTok or something like that. So,
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
all right, man. Y'all be smooth.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, that match is completely all over the place, and I guess I was just blinded by the fact that the Hardys are still here in AEW. It just was not a good match.
It happens. It happens.
We'll figure it out, though. I just hope the Hardys do get better booked down the line. Hopefully with Jeff Hardy still being here. I just don't want them to get hurt, bro. I mean, that's pretty much the main thing here. Tony Khan is pretty much treating them like they're still in the 1990s or like the early 2000s. They're not like that anymore. Matt Hardy legitimately almost killed himself in that match when he did a thing with Sammy Guevara when he jumped off a goddamn crane. If you remember that shit.
Shit.
I just don't want these guys to get hurt. And you guys, with this tables match, this had all the makings for somebody to get hurt.
Happy no one did.
So
we're about now.
So we'll figure it out, guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review of AEW Rampage along with Friday Night SmackDown. I'm gonna get some sleep, some much needed sleep. We've been going at it all week this week. We had Monday Night Raw review, Tuesday's talk. I was here with Alan Pettiendo doing a full WrestleMania review with him being there live at WrestleMania for both nights. It was absolutely fantastic. Go check out that WrestleMania review if you didn't see that already. We had the AEW Dynamite review, and then tonight with Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage. If I don't see you guys for an extra this weekend, I'll see you guys on Monday Night Raw, where Cody Rhodes is slated to have his first match on Raw in over 6 years. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah. That's going to be fantastic. Cody Rhodes having his first match on Raw.
I like that.
That's going to be great. We'll talk to you guys soon. Loft, do you have anything else to say before we get out of here?
Y'all drink some water and tell your loved ones they're your loved ones, man. Be safe out here.
All right, man. Woo! Talk to you guys soon on Monday. If I don't see you this weekend, have a good night, guys. We the ones. We the ones, Loft. We the ones.